3 secrets to conquering the learning curve and combating overwhelm in your online business. Hey everybody, so today we are going to talk about conquering that learning curve, combating overwhelm, because we know as online business owners, it can get really overwhelming, especially if you are working alone. And so today I wanted to talk to you about 3 things that you can do so that you can conquer that learning curve a little bit easier and keep yourself out of overwhelm while you are trying to learn. So the first one is taking an iterative approach to all of your development. So the perfect example of this is if you have never stood up your website before, right? So maybe you don't know the software. You've just bought a domain and you don't know the software. You don't know the first thing about putting a website up and making that happen for yourself. So one of the things I like to teach my clients is instead of trying to jump in and build your whole web page and make it all perfect and worry about the copy and the pictures and the branding and the colors and all that stuff, instead, take an iterative approach by first just standing up the website. Get it stood up. So get just the most generic template that you can find, a coming soon template, something like that, right out of your software, because you're going to have plenty of things you need to learn. First getting your domain and then connecting it to your website using DNS records, knowing what DNS records do or mean, and getting that thing published for the very first time. So once you do that, then it's going to be easier for you to go back and then start now understanding and learning the page builder and how a page builder works, right? Then you can get that page builder working, get all the panels in that you want, and then start putting in your copy and your images. So one of the things a copywriter friend told me is that you should always write the copy for your page on just a Word document or a Google Doc or whatever, instead of doing it right there in your website. And the reason why is because we often tend to use templates to guide our copywriting. And she says you should do it the other way around, right? Write your copy, then do the design based on your copy. So make sure that you are getting all those thoughts and all the main transformations and all the things that you need to do right in a Word document or something where you're not confined by design. And then you can transfer that into your design and you can use those templates that they have in there, but you want to just make sure that you find the panels that match your copy, right? So the iterative approach will help you to put the baby pieces in place so that you aren't overwhelmed by all the things at once, copywriting and images and design and all that. And first you do one thing first, get that thing stood up. 2, get your copywriting done. 3, get your design, draw the design, what you want it to look like. 4, go in and learn that page builder and get that thing built. Okay, and then the second thing is using a concept called drive the spike. I talk about this a lot. It's a Scrum concept, and it is designed to help you to not be focused so much on writing all the details. Again, we're back to that iterative thing, right? Where instead we're driving that spike through all the technical pieces. So imagine if you were creating a lead magnet. There's a lot of stuff you need to do to create a lead magnet, right? I can rattle it off right now. First, you got to write the copy. Then you got to create a design in Canva or wherever you're creating that design. Then you need to write an opt-in page, create an opt-in page on your website. Then you need to make sure that the form works and that when somebody submits a form, it's going to go in directly into your email and all that's going to work. Then you need an email automation that's going to deliver that lead magnet. You need to figure out where to store that lead magnet so that you can easily deliver it. So there's all these things that need to be done on the technical side before you can even get that lead magnet out there and start promoting it on social media and everything. And so by using this concept of drive the spike, you keep everything at a bare minimum, right? And in fact, you can almost template it for yourself where you just create this bare minimum format that you do, and you do the same things over and over again, and you use the templates that you create so that you've overcome the technical parts, you know everything's going to work. Now you can simply copy and modify it for your next lead magnet or your next one, and so on and so forth. So that concept of drive the spike really helps you with that technical side. And in the IT world, we call it, you're creating a proof of concept, right? So especially if it's something that's particularly challenging for you to do, then you can create this proof of concept. So now you're like, okay, now I understand all the technical pieces, I understand how it works together, and now I'm ready to actually use it to build my opt-in or whatever it is that I'm doing. Okay, so drive the spike will help you to overcome those learning curve problems so that you don't get overwhelmed. Okay, and then the third one is to use Scrum. I mean, at least use an agile concept of project management for your work. Now, most softwares that you have that are project management softwares they have that Scrum background, or backbone, I should say, in them. Meaning you'll probably see things like Scrum or Kanban or something like that in there, where you can create a Kanban board. It's a board that has 3 columns in it: to do, doing, and done. And that can help you work in smaller increments of time. So if you created a Kanban for each and every week, that's just the stuff that you need to do for the week and only for the week. Like, all the other stuff is somewhere else. It's not clouding all of the stuff that you're doing. It's not hovering over you and making you stressed out. Instead, it's off to the side. You're completely focused on what you're doing, and most softwares can support that. My personal favorite is Jira. I love Jira. I love the way it works. They have a Scrum board in there, and it works great, I think, for online businesses, because you can keep everything in one place and really manage your projects and your work all together, manage your products as well, not to mention manage your calendar and I'm not talking about your meeting calendar, but I mean your editorial calendar, manage your leads, manage everything in that one tool, and it is free. So it's an amazing tool that you can use. But in any case, that it has this Scrum background and it has that concept behind it. And so it makes things really easy for you to visually see what's going on. And then it keeps it in a time boxed thing, right? So you have this, my sprint is going to be 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, no more than 4 weeks. And 4 weeks, honestly, is too long, especially if you're working alone. You're going to have way too many things in there, and it's just going to be overwhelming in itself. So keep it small enough so that you can really focus in on what it is you're trying to do, and you can achieve the goal of your sprint whenever you use that. Because oftentimes we don't take the time, and you can learn some of this in my productivity course. It's called Take Charge of Your Biz. It's a 5-day challenge, but it's in a course format. So you can purchase that on my website. But in any case, the beauty of Scrum is that it really keeps you focused and out of overwhelm. And if you really focus on learning how to estimate and prioritize your work so that you don't overload your sprints, then you're going to have an easier time in the long run, keeping all of that overwhelm at bay, managing your learning curve, overcoming the obstacles that you face in a more resilient way, so that you're not stressed out, you're not feeling like you're incompetent and all those crazy things that we do to ourselves. Because we can really do a number on ourselves, especially us entrepreneurs who work alone. It can be really hard to get out of your head and stop beating yourself up and just focus on troubleshooting and how to be more resilient as a business owner. So to be more resilient as a business owner, to conquer that overwhelm and overcome that learning curve, you can take these 3 things: iterative approach, drive the spike, and using Scrum, so that you can avoid all that and keep making progress each and every week, even if it's a little bit of progress. Every progress is is good progress. Every progress you make is good progress. And even if you fail, even if you put something out there and it fails, it's still progress, because now you've hit a boundary. You know where you're at. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try this new thing. Let's try this. Let's try this. And so you slowly and slowly, iteratively tweak what it is you're working on. Like, for example, if you're trying to get a sales page to perform, it's not performing. Well, you can go through and test each piece of that sales page so that you can make sure you get the right language in there that resonates with your people, and you're using data to drive your decisions rather than just emotions and nonsense. Okay. All right, you guys. So I hope that helps you to overcome all of that and just stay focused on what it is you're really trying to accomplish, and then take little bite-sized pieces and make sure that you understand that sometimes there's technical work that has to be done, and that can be a hurdle, right? That can be a hurdle. And so if you need help with technical work, by the way, I offer technical support in all of my programs. In fact, I'm even offering a Simply Tech support program that you can get in on. So if you are interested, let me know in the DMs that you would like some technical help. Just say technical and in the comments, and I will be there to have a chat with you. All right. We'll see you guys in the comments. Okay, bye.